Welcome to Premier League Gameweek 21 recap. So Everton beat Arsenal and Sean Dyche's first game as manager, relegation-battling Wolves smashed Liverpool 3-0, Spurs defeated Man City, and much more which we cover in this video. First off, Chelsea played Fulham and drew 0-0. Enzo Fernandez, who recently became the most expensive Premier League signing of all time, made his debut in this match and put in a solid performance. However, it wasn't enough to help his team come away with the 3 points. The points being split mean Chelsea remain below Fulham in the table, which will be frustrating for them as they had the better chances out of the two sides but failed to make the most out of them. Overall, this is a pretty poor result for Chelsea. After spending the amount of money they did in the January transfer window, you would expect them to at least score a goal against Fulham. Everton came up against Arsenal and beat them 1-0 in Sean Dyche's first game as manager. With Arsenal being at the top of the league and Everton being in relegation zone going into this match, an Arsenal win was to be expected. However, Sean Dyche managed to help Everton pull off a shock result which could give them the confidence they need to stay up in the Prem this season. It was 2 ex-Burnley players under Dyche who set up the winner, with Tarkowski heading in McNeil's corner to put Everton a goal up against an Arsenal side who didn't look like their usual selves. This was Arsenal's second defeat of the season and put an end to their 14-game unbeaten run of the league, with Sean Dyche now having more wins against Arteta than Arteta has against him. Aston Villa faced Leicester and lost 4-2. It was Ollie Watkins opened the score in this match, but his goal didn't give Villa the lead for long as Leicester immediately responded to this goal, with James Maddison being the man to put them on level terms. Villa managed to take the lead once again thanks to Ollie Watkins late on in the first half though, with a shot deflecting off Suter to make it 2-1. Villa held on to the lead for a little longer than they did the first time, but 2 goals by Iniacho and Tete towards the end of the first half saw them go down by a goal at a break. Villa had chances to equalise in the second half, but were just unable to get the ball into the back of the net, and then in the 79th minute, Pret scored to seal the win for Leicester. Brentford were up against Southampton and beat them 3-0. With Southampton being rock bottom in the Premier League and Brentford making a push for European football, it seemed like Brentford would be the ones to claim all 3 points, and that's exactly what happened. Brentford's first 2 goals came in quick succession right before half time, with then me heading the ball in, followed up by Mbeumo slotting the ball into the bottom corner. This made it 2-0 against a struggling Southampton side, and then in the 80th minute, Jensen scored to secure the 3 points for Brentford and extend their unbeaten run to 9 matches. Brighton played Bournemouth and defeated them 1-0. Brighton were off the back of a win against Liverpool in the FA Cup thanks to a late winner by Matoma, and history repeated itself once again as towards the end of this match, the Japanese winger headed the ball past the keeper to win the match for his side. This would have been a painful goal to ski for Bournemouth for a current relegation battle where every point counts, but for Brighton, their emotions would be quite the opposite as the 3 points here could play a crucial role in them getting European football for the first ever time in their club's history. Man United faced Crystal Palace and beat them 2-1. This match got off to a quick start, Bruno Fernandes opened the score in 7 minutes in for a penalty. This was the only goal scored in the first half, but not long into the second half, Marcus Rashford continued the scoring streak when he tapped the ball in from close range. This made it 2-0 and it seemed like Man United were certain to come away with the 3 points after failing to do so the last time they played Palace a few weeks ago. However, there was a spanner in the works, so soon after this goal, Casemiro received a straight red card to put Man United down to their men for the remaining 20 minutes. Palace immediately capitalised on an extra man advantage, with Jeffrey Schlupp scoring a great goal to make it 2-1. However, unfortunately for Palace, this is the only goal they scored and their poor performance continued. Wolves came up against Liverpool and beat them 3-0, which just sums up Liverpool's horrible season. Going into this match, Wolves had only scored 12 goals in 20 games, which is the lowest in the league and were narrowly above the relegation zone, but despite this, completely dominated Liverpool in previous seasons have been one of the best teams in the world. It didn't take long at all for the deadlock to be broken in this match, with Joel Matip scoring an own goal 5 minutes in to put Liverpool behind. Then just 7 minutes later, Craig Dawson scored on his debut for Wolves to make things go from bad to worse for Liverpool. Liverpool were pretty poor for the rest of the first half, but did set things up in the second half. However, they were unable to make their way back into their game, and in the 71st minute, Ruben Neves scored to wrap up the 3 points. This result has left Liverpool down in 10th place, which is shockingly poor for a club that's been competing for the title the past few seasons. Newcastle were up against West Ham and drew 1-1. Newcastle got off to a flying start when Callum Wilson opened a score in the 3rd minute of the game, just moments after Willock had scored but had his goal ruled out for the ball going out of play. However, half an hour later, Lucas Paqueta got the ball past Nick Pope, which can't be said for many players as Newcastle kept a clean sheet in their previous 60 games before this. This made it 1-1, and although Newcastle dominated West Ham in the second half, they struggled to score another, and in the end, the points were split, seeing West Ham go a point above the relegation zone. Nottingham Forest faced Leeds and beat them 1-0, resulting in the sacking of Jesse Marsh. The one and only goal scored in this match came from Brendan Johnson in the 14th minute. Although Leeds did come close to equalising a few times, it's just like Keylor Navas on his debut for Nottingham Forest denied the opposition time and time again to help Forest get the 3 points and stay clear from the relegation zone. With this result extending Leeds' winless run to 7 games and leaving them down in 17th place, the Leeds hierarchy saw no choice but to sack Jesse Marsh, whose time with the club hasn't been the greatest. Tottenham played Man City and defeated them 1-0. It was Harry Kane who scored Tottenham's only goal in this match, seeing him become Tottenham's all-time top goal scorer, with this being his 267th goal for the club. Man City fought for an equaliser, but were unable to get the ball past Hugo Lloris, and honestly, it's starting to seem like they're cursed whenever they play at Spurs Stadium, with them creating just under 10 XG but not scoring once at that stadium. This result would have left Tottenham fans a good spirit, although it did have a bitter ending as Christian Romero picked up a second yellow card at the very end, which means he'll be suspended for the next game, and their winning also means they've just helped out their North London rivals in the title race. Finally, Man United played Leeds and drew 2-2. Leeds took the lead instantly in this match with 98 18-year-old Wilfred Nyonto striking the ball in under the post just a minute into the game, continuing the great form he's been in and is making the £3.8 million Leeds paid for him look like an absolute steal. Leeds then scored once again soon into the second half, Rafa overran, turning in Somerville's pass into the back of his own net to put United down by 2 goals. This was a surprising scoreline considering the form United were in and how Leeds didn't even have a manager. However, the scoreline didn't stay like this for long as 2 goals by Rashid Sancho saw United come back into the game. Leeds would have been gutted to miss out on the 3 points, but a draw isn't that bad either, as it's taken them a point above the relegation zone. Anyway, that's Premier League Gameweek 21 recap. If you made it this far, enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and more share, comment down below your opinions on any of the matches that happen this game week. With that being said, have a good one guys. See ya.